Flight boss, bitch. Oh, okay. Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon, Dolo the Archangel Uriel, and Dolo here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about astrology shortcuts. Now, here's an astrology shortcut. Now, before we get into anything, let me talk about a shortcut as if you was talking to an astrologer right now. Now, all astrologers know this. If some not consciously aware yet, they're going to get here. But at some point, if you tell an astrologer what's your sun, moon, and ascendant, right? Now, the shortcut that they're going to take is forget the elements, forget everything else, because we're talking about shortcuts. So anything tied to a realm of reality or frequency is going to share that energy. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what realm of reality is, because when you're dealing with language and things of that nature, it is what it is. So this is a simple fact that it got a shortcut energy to it. This is not long term in any way, shape, or form. So know that. Now, when you tell an astrologer this, a shortcut for them to kind of size you up is once you tell them your sun, moon, and rising, they go in an astrologer mind. They go straight to the planet rulers of the signs that you said what each planet was in. Now, the lower the astrologer, it may take them longer to think. So they may have to apply the element first, apply the modality, which all this is necessary, but all this is in creation to create something long term. But when we talk about short term, this video is about short term. So I'm about to talk about how you can gain short term success, short term gains, but also short term losses also. But so we have to put things in the realm of reality that you can see it in a proper way. So as an astrologer, they will as a high consciousness astrologer who could think real fast, this is one of the ways how they can think real fast. Because as soon as you tell me your sun, I'm off the back, look at the rulership of your sun and understand how you're carrying out your duties and obligations of what the sun do. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you tell me your moon, I'm off the back can know how your moon is being powered. You know what I'm saying? The planets, the ruler of the signs is actually like the spark plug. It's like the what's engineered. It's how you can separate each element, which is other ways when we start to get into long term, like the modalities and the positions and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, but in the houses. But we talking about short. The video is about shortcuts. So shortcuts, short term, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, once you tell me that off the bat, so this is all you need to know. All you need to know is your sun, moon, and ascendant, and know what planets rule the signs that your sun, moon, and ascendant is in. Because here's the thing. Let me bring this question back again. When you ever ask yourself the question, why did I do that? Now, I'm going to do a separate video on I because there's deep science about the I is not you. So you are experiencing a lot of, but that's another video. But the I is not you. The I is dealing with, so in this video, how I can bring things into density, you know what I'm saying, and how I can correlate things down here into the planets, I'm going to explain it the way I explain it in this video. So, because the I is really dealing with like the sun and your eye and sight and vision and all that, but that's another video. So when we talk about right now is when you ask yourself, why did I do that? Who's actually initially asking the question? Why did I? Now, who's asking the question, when I bring it down into this dimension, the only kind of representations I could kind of point to is the moon. So in this case, in astrology wise, I'm going to have to say in this dimension, the person who's asking the question is the moon. So this is why it's important to know your moon sign. So when you say, why did I, who you referring to is what you wasn't consciously aware of. You referring to the action, which you have seen. Why did I do that? So you're referring to your sun, which is one and the same out of the three sequence. You know what I'm saying? But the I is not, but we're going to get into it. That's another video. But when you ask the question, why did I do that? That's your moon asking the sun a question. That's your reactions asking the action a question. You're reacting to your actions. You're reacting to what you just consciously seen, or what others was consciously aware of the action or what have just taken place. You see what I'm saying? So the person who's asking the question is the moon, and is asking the sun a question. So it's your reactions asking your actions. You reacting to your actions. Now, how you said it, whatever the action took place, whatever it was, whatever the illusion, whatever it appeared to be, whatever the appearance was, going to be your ascendant, your rising, your first house. You see what I'm saying? But in this case, your ascendant. It's all the same thing though, just in different dimensions. Now, different points of views and ways of looking at it. So even to the smallest degree of how you said it. Like for me, use me as an example. I'm a Leo rising. I'm about to ask myself a question, man. Why did I do that? Off the back, you seen I was expressive. You seen the emotion. You seen the expression and the emotion on my face. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of dramatic with it. You seen the movement and emotion. I had to act it out in some type of way. You see what I'm saying? That was a Leo way of asking itself the question. That was the personality. That was how it appeared to ask itself the question. But it was really the moon asking your sun the question. Now, here, let's get into the actual science of it. Now, here's another disclaimer. You have to do everything in moderation before we talk about what you're doing. Because what you're going to be doing is taking shortcuts. So shortcuts leads to short gains, shortcuts around things and things of that nature. So when you're doing too much of something, right, it's going to be, see, these is energies you already have. But once you're consciously aware that you have these energies, you know better. So once you know better, you have to work with the energies as a tool and not let them utilize you to experience whatever being want to experience. This is how you gain more control. So, for an example, when you do too much of something, people going to be like, they're going to just dust it off like, that's just you. But it's going to be seen in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you do it in moderation and play with your being yourself and playing with the fictions of the world and creating that balance, right? And doing things in moderation, you're going to be seen as a light. People are going to appreciate you being you. So when you just you and you, people are going to like that. It's going to be seen in a positive way. Now, either is a yin and yang in everything. So it doesn't matter if whatever you're doing is positive or negative. If you're doing it too much, it's going to be overall seen as negative. You're adding too much to it. It's coming too much down into density. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be seen as other things and other illusions. If you do it in moderation, whatever you're doing, even if it's negative or positive, overall is going to be seen in a positive mechanism. For an example, this is why you see people in your life that may do bad things, but it ain't what they're doing, it's how they're doing it. So how that person is orchestrating, doing whatever they're doing that's negative, you're going to make excuses for it. You're going to be like, yeah, it's bad, but they're doing it for this. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it's good for the greater good or whatever, however illusion you in to try to paint it. You see what I'm saying? So it's just however they vibrating it, whatever they're doing it, even if it's negative, they're doing it the right way. So they're doing it overall in the positive charge battery of it. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in a negative charge battery of it doing positive and negative things, or the positive battery charge of it doing negative and positive things. You get me? Now, let's break down what you're actually doing to get shortcuts. Now, whatever situation you're in, right? Now I'm finna hang myself on the cross so you can kind of understand clearly. So you could be like, so you won't be like, I still don't get it. Because off the bat, when I explain this, you're going to be like, oh shit, that's why I like him. You know what I'm saying? But then now you're going to be like, oh, okay, so this is what I can do now. And this is how people going to fuck with me in any kind of situation. Whether I'm talking to a boss to put in an application, whether I'm trying to hustle, whether I'm trying to get a house, whether I'm trying to do this, whether I'm trying to get over in a certain circumstance or situation, whatever. It's a shortcut out of it, or shortcut in it. See what I'm saying? Shortcut in it can lead bad because you're going in something. Shortcut out of it can ultimately be good, but it can still be negative and positive on either pole shift. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to watch everything dealing with language. Anytime you see in, just like in the Bible, before they even start anything, first thing they said was in the beginning. That lets you know it's in something. So anytime you hear something in, be careful when you're talking to people when they say what you're trying to get into. Because if you're not really consciously aware of the visions and the timelines in that person's mind, you could be getting into anything. And once you're going into something unexperienced, anything could take place. And if you're going into that experience with someone else just as blind as you, what the fuck? See what I'm saying? So be careful when niggas be like calling you, talking about what you're trying to get into and shit like that. Because remember in the fucking Bible, it say in the beginning. In the beginning after that was all fucking bad. We know after something was in, it was all fucking bad. So we need to understand that. But let's get back to what you're actually doing. Now, now your sun. Now, how you have to look at it. You have to look at it like your moon, sun, then ascendant. That's how you need to strategize it, because your moon is what motivates your actions, and how your actions gonna appear is what the ascendant motivates. You see what I'm saying? Now, how it's gonna be received by others, the first thing they gonna pick up is how it appear to be. Your ascendant, then it's gonna your actions, then it's your moon, because first thing they're gonna see is how whatever you're doing, how it appear to be. Then how you're doing it, your actions, right? Then that's how they picked it up, how you act, how you see it, right? So they pick up your actions. Then when they decipher within their own moon, like, okay, this how this person must genuinely be. That's how they start to try to decipher that moon. But that's when it get cloudy, because the moon, your emotions and feelings and your vibrations it can't be seen in this third dimension. It only could be felt. You see what I'm saying? Now, how you look at it, how you carry it out is you need to think about your moon first, because that's what's going to motivate your sun in the best aspect. Then once you do that action, which it automatically becomes your sun, and then how that shit gonna appear to be is gonna be your ascendant. So don't even worry about how it's gonna appear to be. That's already your natural aura off you. People are gonna pick that up first. So use me as an example. So you're gonna be like, damn, that's what I like about them. So this is what I need to do, and this is what I need to do and play jump rope with. Now, my sun is Aries, my moon is Sagittarius, my ascendant is Leo. So off the bat, so how if I'm in a situation that I'm trying to get a short game, take a shortcut out of off the bat, this is what I'm gonna do, right? First of all, my moon is Sagittarius, is ruled by Jupiter. So fuck the elements right now. Like I said, it's shortcuts. We're not getting into elements and modalities and shit like that to create long terms. We'll get to that once you dive deep. But if you're a person who's not even into astrology like that, this is something quick. You know what I'm saying? Now, my moon is ran by Jupiter. You see what I'm saying? So how I react, how I'm supposed to react and analyze things and get comfortable with, right? Add my wisdom, my knowledge through my experiences, because Jupiter brings experience. So the experience could be good or bad, right? But it's ultimately is good in the positive charge, because when you go through experiences, you gain wisdom and knowledge, and you're able to put meaning and reasonings to things, which expand, keyword expand, your consciousness awareness. So this is why Jupiter is the experience of the dimension is your experience, how you see the experience that you in. Now, I utilize that, right? So I utilize my wisdom and knowledge and experience, and then I do it. Now it's jumping right into the sun. I do it now it's part of my actions. I do it with passion, motivation, do it with intent. Make that my intentions. Make wisdom and knowledge or my experience my intent. Make it part of my willpower. Make it part of my desire. Because Mars rules my sun sign, Aries. You see what I'm saying? So my actions and the way I act should be involved in that. So when a person is seeing, regardless of what situation I'm in, say I'm in a situation where I'm trying to, this one example, I'm trying to get over on some business matters on a person, right? The moment I start using my experience and start using my wisdom and knowledge and start like lightweight preaching, right? But and using my spirit and using my wisdom, but do it with passion, do it with desire, do it with integrity, do it with intention, do it with motivation. Make a person feel like this nigga passionate about whatever wisdom he talking about, whatever you know what I'm saying, or whatever he trying to preach to me about this or whatever like that, right? Now it automatically gonna go to how I appear to be when I'm trying to get over. I'm gonna shine for this. I'm gonna be seen for that. You know what I'm saying? Because my ascendant is ruled by the sun, which is Leo. So I'm gonna be praised for that. So ultimately, as a whole, I get praised for showing my wisdom and knowledge with passion and desire. You know what I'm saying? And with intentions and motivation. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And energy and vitality. You see that full circle? See, I use my wisdom and knowledge and my experiences and my meanings and reasonings and my broad philosophical points of view to the things in the world, aka my moon ran by Jupiter, right? And I do that, aka my sun actions, and my sun is ruled by Mars, and I do that with desire, passion, motivation. You see it, like you see my energy of it, the desire. I got intent. You can see my alternative motive. You can see the fire. You can see my intentions, passions. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Now it goes into my ascendant. I get praise for it, or not praise, which is still correlated, but it's like you get shine for it. You get attention for it. You could build an ego from it. You see what I'm saying? You could be seen from it. You could be seen center stage from it. See, all things dealing with the sun and Leo. You see what I'm saying? So now you can decipher how, like, okay, this, so if I do too much of that, it's going to be seen negative, which if I'm doing positive, you can see the negative in it. Now, if I'm doing that in moderation, you're going to see it in a positive way, but you may see the negative in it. You see what I'm saying? So you see how my little ways, when I was describing it, you see how a million things was going in your head? Ego at one point in time, or, oh, this cat right at one point in time, or, oh, this cat just want to be seen like that at one point in time. You see, it was a million thoughts going in your head. You see, but I can see that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm letting you know that I don't give a fuck about ego. I'm looking at it in the face. I can see how I probably going to be seen or perceived. So your thoughts to me is like clouds that I can look at and be like, oh, okay, but we don't need to do that here. You see what I'm saying? Now, going into yourself. Now, you could be, say your sun sign may be Virgo. Your moon may be Taurus, right? Your ascendant may be Libra, right? So off the back, how you look at it. First thing, if your moon in Taurus, what's Taurus ruled by? Venus. First thing to go to, right, is, okay, if you're in a situation, right, start to utilize love. Don't utilize no disgruntled energy. Utilize like, or value something. Value something out of that situation. Or show an appreciation. Even if it's a person, place, or thing, or argument, or whatever. Show some type of appreciation for the argument. Even if you have to be like, a shortcut out of the argument. Even if you have to be like, man, we might disagree, but I appreciate us having this argument because we wouldn't never even know what we know. You know what I'm saying? This, like, utilize some love, some value, some appreciation, some relativeness, some type of compromising, because that's what Venus deals with. So utilize that, right? Now, boom, jump into your actions. Your actions is Sun and Virgo. So act on it with detail, with criticizing, with detail, with seeing how it works. Make that your actions. Like criticize what should be valued in this situation, right? Make another person aware of what they valuing, aka you make another person looking at the detail of the value. You see how you shaping the world for you, but it's a shortcut for you. Now you like, nah, you should value this, because if you value this would be this, that, and the third. Boom, boom. So your actions, off the bat, you took a value, you took your moon, you took something that was related, something that was compromised, something that was a value. Boom, immediately went into your sun, that's Virgo, ruled by Mercury. You started analyzing, communicating, and it started the details and criticizing what should be valued and what shouldn't. Shit. And if your ascendant is in Libra, shit, it was in a harmonious way. That's how people gonna receive it, because they receive it from your ascendant first, then what was acted on, which is your sun, then your moon. So if your ascendant in Libra, it's ruled by Venus also. Shit, whatever was done was gonna be relatable, was gonna be seen in a harmonious way, was gonna be seen like you was trying to relate it, you was trying to have some type of balance, you was trying to be fair, right? So you see how you did that 360? You see how you did that 360? You see what I'm saying? Let's do somebody else. Let's say your sun in Aquarius, your moon in Scorpio, and your ascendant in, okay, sun in Aquarius, moon in Scorpio, and ascendant in Sagittarius, right? No, let's do another sentence. I just did myself. Let's do ascendant, and we want everybody to get some shine. Let's do ascendant in Pisces off the bat. So your sun in Aquarius, your moon in Scorpio, your ascendant in Pisces. So off the bat, first thing you go to is your moon. Your moon in Scorpio, Mars and Pluto. So off the bat, you thinking like first, but when we talk about the planets that's ruled by two, we talk about the signs that's ruled by two planets. The first planet to go to is always the one that's closest to where you are. So if you on Earth, the closest planet to the ruler of Scorpio is going to be Mars. So that's always the first thing you go to. When you're dealing with Pisces, Jupiter. That's always the first thing you go to. Then Pluto, the outer planets work as they work as outer. So they work as co-workers. So this is something that you could just tap into to add on to what you already doing, which is the first initial planets. So you see, in this case, I picked the 3 signs that all have 2 planet rulers. So people can get this. You might be an Aquarius sun, a Scorpio moon, a Pisces ascendant. See what I'm saying? We get difficult around here. Now, first thing you go to is your moon. So first thing you go to, boom, Mars. So boom, first thing you go to is your, if you're in a situation, first thing you go to the intentions. Go to the alternative motives of the situations, even if you have to look at someone else's alternative motives. Never get blindsided from that. I don't care what's your vibration, how you feel, based upon who you're around and how they vibrating and how they try to force you to make them feel. Motherfucker, if your moon is Scorpio, if your ass don't look at the alternative motives, boom, look past all that shit. Look past all them lights. Sting the sun. That's what it means. Look past all that light. Dumb that light down in your own mind. Now, as a Scorpio moon, head to the Mars. Look at the intentions, the alternative motive. What's the true desire of the circumstance that we in right now? Make sure that whatever you desire out of the situation, make sure it ain't no frivolous shit. Make sure you deeply want it. You deeply desire it. Make sure it ain't no petty shit. Because that's where Scorpios get blinded at. They pick some surface level shit and dive too deep into that surface level shit, and they get into all kind of shit. And it wasn't that deep to begin with. Lighten up. Now, look at the true desire, the motivation and the passion, right? Then make sure you get into Pluto. Now, make sure you transform how you see that desire. So you're not looking single-minded, direct-minded at a desire or a goal. You kind of see the ramification of how other people look at it. So you can kind of look at if you can manipulate what someone else may have. See, this where Aries Mars may lack, because Aries is just looking at what they desire, which they can get ahead, but they go through a lot of stumbles and falls. Scorpio can sit back and see what someone else desire, and even if that person don't desire what they desire, they can see how that person desires still may help their desires. So this is where you get manipulative at times. Try not to do that, Scorpios, but because you're seeing desires in a waters realm, you're not seeing desires in a fire realm. You see what I'm saying? Now transform that, so have your other outspec, even if you have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. This is where Pluto come in. You know what I'm saying? Transforming yourself, divide it into another. So you're simply just taking your own desires and seeing how someone else see it. Shared values. This is where the 8th house come in, things of that nature. Now, once you do that, jump into your sun. Your sun is Aquarius. So off the back, it's ruled by Saturn and this is happening simultaneously. So when you say jump in, this ain't something you have to take time to do. This is a matter of a second thing. When you're sitting back thinking about what you're finna talk about to a person, those matter of seconds, that's what it is. I'm just giving you the concept of now you aware that's what it is. So now you know how to take shortcuts in and out of shit. You know what I'm saying? Now your sun is in Aquarius. First thing to go to is Saturn. So what is Saturn? The reality. How one gains structure in one's life. How one receives and places boundaries and restrictions and limits. You see what I'm saying? So off the bat, go to that first. So now start setting boundaries and limits and restrictions on this person's desires. Because off the bat, you know what this you went in the mood first, so you know the alternative motive of the whole situation desire. So once you jump into this, you jump into your sun. You're going to communicate because your actions is air already. So you're communicating. Now you're setting limits, boundaries, and restrictions. Let this person know what they can do or what they can or can't do, or let a person know what you can or can't do in a situation that you can. You know what I'm saying? As an Aquarius, I bet y'all don't have no motherfucking problems letting somebody know what y'all can and can't do. But now that y'all know this is what y'all doing, especially with the Scorpio moon, you see what I'm saying? Now step into your and then do it in a reality. Make sense of it. Make sense of why you can or can't, or why this person can or can't do this. Make sense of it. Use your analytics. You know what I'm saying? That's Saturn still. Making sense out of something, and you making sense out of the air element, which is communication, some social awareness in some type of way. So this is what Aquarius do. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we get into Uranus, now off the bat, it came off as unique and original. Might have been a little rebellious. You might have had a change or a different thought than the person that you was talking to. You know, so you may be a little different, but it was unique and original, right? Now, if your ascendant is in Pisces, right? Off the bat, it's going to be seen as a person who's wise. A person with, because Pisces ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So we go to Jupiter first. Off the bat, you're going to be seen as wise. A person with wisdom. Person with, you ain't got to worry about that. This is how it's already going to be once you activated that moon and sun thing. All these correlate with each other. You're going to be seen as a person wise. Wisdom. A person who has some type of experience. A person who's probably spiritual. But added with Neptune. A person with dreams though. Dang, this person kind of got dreams. This person kind of creative. Might be an illusion. They might live in their own world, but damn, this person got dreams. This person kind of creative. Person that fantasy kind of ill. You know what I'm saying? This person got dreams, and that's how you're gonna be seen from the Jupiter, and that's the Neptune, and then the Jupiter with the wisdom and knowledge of it. So it's gonna be seen like that. You see what I'm saying? So these are just basic. So whatever situation you in, when you kick this truplicity, when you kick that truplicity off, you always a shortcut. So if you even in a conversation with somebody that you tired of having that conversation with, you do this, and you would get out of that conversation fast, and this person wouldn't even look at it like, if you're doing this in moderation, this person wouldn't even look at it like negative. They'll look at it like they would actually make an excuse why you had to do that. A lot of people do this subconsciously. You ever was talking to somebody and they just cut you off, but off the back you didn't have the energy of oh, this person has cut me off. This person wasn't trying to hear me. You off the back had the energy of, oh, that must be just the way this person is, or this person probably really didn't hear me, or like you got one of those kind of energies. Like, you see what I'm saying? One of those energies that's not in a negative form, right? That person subconsciously was in the realm of reality of what I'm speaking of. You see what I'm saying? They was subconsciously already activating their moon, sun, moon, and rising in a way, because 9 times out of 10, if a person not into astrology or nothing, that person that gave you that energy, not negatively, you know what I'm saying, they probably wasn't trying between their sun, moon, and rising. You see what I'm saying? Or they probably was sextiles, or they probably was you know what I'm saying, a certain angle that, you know what I'm saying, that they might have been an opposition between their sun and ascendant, but their moon lies in between the two. So they might have had something like Gemini in the sun, and Sagittarius in ascendant, but Libra moon. You see what I'm saying? So that's in between the two. So Libra is sextiling the ascendant, but it's trining the sun. So it's helping out the unbalance that a person may have between their actions and their personality, which is how they appear to be and how they really be acting. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just goes deep. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, man. It's like, but I'm trying to bring the deep level to the surface, and this is just a quick way. I didn't even mean the video to be this long, so I apologize. But you know, for the most part, these are just little tricks and gadgets. So if you ever want a shortcut to a short game, short situation, real quick, you wanna come off good on a manager. You know what I'm saying? Come across good on somebody, just for the short term. You know what I'm saying? Not long term, just for the short term purpose. This is shortcuts. Fight boss, bitch. Goddamn air.